I gotta get this on my chest. It's time to prove that I'm the best. It's my time. Understand I ain't like the rest. Too shy. So when they asking who's the best, make sure that they don't say.
It's nice to have you here today, Tevin. I cannot really express, I cannot really express how happy I am that we have you here today. I've listened to a lot of your music, and I don't know how you do it. I really, really don't know how to do it, how you do it. So I'm going to ask a lot of questions today to figure out how are you doing this. Can you introduce yourself? Tell us about you.
Yeah, my name is Tevin Williams. I'm from Jamaica, Queens, New York City, and I like to make music.
Yeah, I
So yeah,
see.
that's pretty
I see.
yeah.
So since when have you started making music? Is it just something you started? I see you have a lot of music from 2 years, 3 years back. So when did you actually start?
Started like maybe back in high school. I started making music.
I see.
Um, yeah, and I've just been posting ever since.
Yeah, and you have something you call Music Thursdays. Is that right?
Yeah, so Te Tuesdays, right?
Yeah, Tuesdays. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. What you call it? Yeah, I try to release a new song. Like when I really started it, I used to release a song like every week,
Oh,
but
okay.
yeah, that was like crazy to do. But now I just kind of like peeled it back a little bit and just release every month if I can.
Yeah, but how did that work? Releasing music every Tuesdays. How did you get around that? The studio time and all. How did it work? And how did you have the time to write a song that you have to release the next week, every week? How did you go
Uh,
about it?
I don't know. I just I locked in really. I um I used to produce a lot of the songs in the beginning, or I would just like find beats from producers that I knew. I would just try to make as much music as I can and release as quick as possible. Um,
Oh,
yeah, but these days now I kind of I release every month, but I try to like promote it every month if possible to make sure it gets heard by as many people as possible.
yeah,
Yeah.
that must be you must be really busy, trying to release it every month and then promoting it at the same time. Some people find it hard to actually promote a song that they released within a 3 months gap. But I see you actually doing it pretty well. I think you have a lot of supporters behind you that they really believe in what you're doing as well. And I believe. So, what has been your major setback, since you started doing this?
Setbacks, you know, myself, I guess. I don't know, like sometimes you just don't want to do it
Uh,
and you have to. So that, you know, I always try to do as much as I can as possible, you know.
So your setback is minimal, if I would say, because a lot of people complain about financial situations or not having a lot of time or being not, having difficult times with work and doing it. So majorly your setback is just you. So I
Yeah.
I think you're blessed. I
Own worst
think
enemy sometimes, you know.
I think you're blessed, if it's just you. So you just have to work on yourself and put good music out every day. So about your recent song, Busiest, are you trying to say something with that song or what?
I'm just busy, like I said, I'm always, trying to improve myself and
Yeah.
people notice that and they say like, wow, you're how do you do it? Like how you just ask, how do you do what you do? And I'm just like,
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm just busy doing it, you know. That's it. I'm the busiest, I guess.
Yeah, you are the
Yeah.
busiest, definitely. So do you have any work on the side or is it music, just 100% music?
Yeah, I got other things going on, businesses and just work,
Okay.
yeah. There's music. That's attributes to the busyness as well, you know. Always doing
Yeah.
something.
Yes, I see.
Interviews. Yeah.
I see. So what's What was the first song you released? You know, the first song you started out with. What song was that?
That's a good question. I think my first song, it might have been like a diss song to like one of my friends. Yeah.
So
And
yeah,
yeah,
you
it
were
was a
joking
joke.
around. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a joke. And
Hey,
I played it like while I was in high school. I played it to like my friend group, and then everybody went like crazy,
ah,
and everybody played it. Yeah, that was like my first song. One of
so
them, but
that
the
was
ones I remember.
that was when you noticed that you have to do this music because you have a talent for it at that time, huh?
Yeah, I was like, you know what? I'll just keep doing this, and I like doing it, and people like me doing it, so kept continuing it. You know.
Yeah, so you know you had a passion for it. So do you record yourself or do you go to a studio? Or you do it at home yourself? You know, how does it go?
So I have like my own personal studio
Okay.
that I go to, and I just record my music. But
Yeah.
before that, I would just record at home, and yeah, or I'll record with other artists at their studios and whatnot.
See. So now you have kind of a group, you know, do you have other up and coming artists with you, like people who you can relate with, talk about music with, you know, the friends you hang with, the company you keep is actually what motivates you as well. So probably I do see a lot of your song and you do have um features from artists who are quite good as well. So are these people you hang out with regularly?
We used to like mingle, like we used to hang out before. Everybody that I usually do features with
Yeah.
like lives somewhere else in the world.
Yeah.
So I typically I met most of the people I feature with. But yeah, I like whenever I get the chance to like see them, I'll probably be on a trip, or maybe they'll be in New York City,
I see. I
stuff like
see.
that. Yeah.
That's great. That's good. So, where is Wanda? You know the song, right? Where is Wanda? What's that
Where's
about?
Wanda? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's that's about me. It's kind of like I wanted. So the way that song came was I wanted to do a song with Ben Bill,
Okay.
and he was like on Twitter saying like, yeah, I'm doing songs if anybody want to hit me up. So I was like, all right, let me find something, and I found a beat, and I just wanted to make a hit song, something catchy. So it's
Okay.
like, so yeah, I was like, yo, let's do it. And he was like, oh, this is dope. Let me hop on it, and yeah, that's how the song was made.
I've been bumping to it, you know. I keep asking myself, is there a story behind it? Is Wanda really real?
Yeah, it's literally I'm also like what you call it, Fairly Odd Parents fan. I grew
Yeah.
up on that.
Okay.
Um, Also Marvel movies are a big thing too, so I kind of just like joined the thing together and just
Yeah.
kind of like made something catchy that people will probably like. And yeah,
Yeah.
one of my biggest songs.
Okay. Right now, where do you see yourself at? Do you say that you have a lot of fans locally, or you do have fans locally, internationally? Where do you see yourself at right now?
I say it's a mix between both because I have been targeting my local scene a lot more,
Okay.
my coast. But I do have fans out in Japan, South Africa,
Yeah.
Brazil, United States is my biggest market.
Yeah. So
But yeah, I do have fans, yeah, all
okay. So
over.
have you been on tours, like events? Have you been invited to events, tours? Have you ever toured or so? How did it go?
Uh, so I went to like other places and done shows, not necessarily done like a tour. Like
Yeah.
I did stuff in California, did stuff in Texas.
Okay.
And right now I think my friend is actually throwing a festival
Oh,
somewhere upstate New York. So I done festivals too. My other friend, she does a festival every year, and I get involved with that. I help out and
I
give them
see.
equipment, and
Oh,
yeah,
so you're saying equipment. So are you a producer too? You do produce your own music and everything.
yeah. So it's funny that you say that. The next song that's coming out for next TevTuesdays, which is at the end of this month.
Okay.
I produce the beat. I do production sometimes. If I can find a good beat that I made, I will rap over it.
Okay.
And but I do work with a lot of other producers like Garrett,
Oh,
and D&T beats, stuff like that. Yeah.
oh, I see. I see. Oh, that's really that's why it's easier for you because if you don't have the skills, I don't think there is any way you will be able to release music as often as you release that, you know. And I like the dedication that you put to it. That's top class, you know, really. So, what do you intend to achieve right now when it comes to music? What's that goal that you like? Yeah, this is the goal I'm trying to reach. My next goal. What's that?
Um, I kind of set my milestone through like my monthly listeners. I'm trying to get to like 20,000. Right now I'm like at 16
Okay.
thousand. But I just always want to see as how far I can take it. That's really my goal. Like at the end of the day, I just want to see how far I can go. Like if I make it to 1 million, that's amazing. Can we make it to like 2 million? Like that's kind
I
of
know. Yeah,
how it is. Yeah.
that's always a milestone. That's always a milestone there. So, how comfortable are you? How happy are you with the current you in music?
Right now I'm happy where I'm at. I'm always happy where I'm at because I'm always growing.
Yeah.
So that just means I'm going towards the right direction. I'm never going down. I'm always going up. That might be a song. I don't
That
know.
might be a song.
Yeah,
And
that might be a
please,
song right there.
I will really look forward for that. You know, if you make a song with it, do remember. Do
Sure.
remember, yeah. And so, which music artist has actually been your inspiration? You know, like when you started out, you know, everyone has an artist. They're like, I think I can sound like this. So, do you have an artist like that in your life?
I would say um I would have to go with the classics like Nas,
Okay.
Jay-Z, like when I first started out, those were the guys that I listened to. Like my older brother would tell me to listen to these songs, like listen to these people like 50 Cent,
Yeah.
Eminem.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
It's good because your inspiration is based on the old school music. That's why you're a storyteller in your rap, and that's what makes sense about music. Actually, that's what attracted me to your music because I kept listening to all your songs. It wasn't about, repetition of words and so no, it was just it had something to share. And this is what music is all about. And I really love that. And I think that these days people are really, they're really vibing with the old school again. People are really starting to fall back to what music is, to real music again. So I believe that you're going to grow with it, and a lot of people is going to relate with you. They will vibe with you because back in the day, music was all about stories. When there's a love song, you can relate with it. When it's a gangster song, you can relate with it. You can vibe with whatever it is before music became, I don't know. We don't name names, but you know what I
Yeah.
mean. So your music is actually one of a kind, and the storytelling is a very big part of it, and that's good.
Wow. Thank you.
It's a
Thank you
very
for
big,
that. Thanks for
yeah,
saying that.
yeah, you're welcome. And I'm really happy that I can be able to express that to you, So at least you know that people out here, they're listening to you and they're digging the style that you're putting out, the vibe you're putting out. It's actually great. So that's a good thing about it.
That
So
feels great to hear. Like, sometimes I wonder, do people listen and are they listening, or is it just like somebody like my mom playing the song like a million times? You know, but it's always fantastic to hear somebody like, "Hey, I've been listening to you and I really like your work."
Yeah.
It's mind blowing. Yeah.
Yeah, people are listening. People are listening. I always say this to artists, if you release a song, you can't just sit down and wait for it to, to move on its own. It's not a living thing.
Yeah.
Your music is not a living thing, but you can push it because it lives in you. The more you walk, the more it walks. If you just put it out and then you sit down, then no one is going to hear it. No matter how good you are, no one is going to hear. And you're putting the effort, because you're working. You're putting the music out, you're sharing it out, and people are seeing it. As long as they see it, they vibe with it. I saw it, and I know there's lots of other people who have seen it. And from experience, I can tell you that the music today, if you put it out and you feel like no one listened because no one liked it or no one commented, that's wrong. A lot of
Mm,
people are listening. But
mm,
when you feel discouraged because you feel like, oh, no one is listening because I didn't get any like, I don't see any comment. That's where you give up. And those people who were actually looking from behind the scene will also not see you again. They'll be
mm.
like, he just came out and he left. So this is from experience, personal experience. I've had people who were watching who I didn't know were watching. But
Mm.
and when I realized they were watching, I was like, oh, but I didn't see any like, I didn't see any comment, I didn't see any, but they were there. So
Yeah.
your art is not a living thing. It lives in you. So you are the one that makes it a living thing because once you walk, it walks. You talk about it, it lives. You push it out, you promote it, it lives. So, and
Mm.
you've been doing a lot of that. You've been doing
I
a lot,
try. Yeah.
and I know it's not easy. So promotion wise, what has been your biggest like your biggest setback on it? Have you ever thought that if I do it this way, I'll do it that way, and it's going to blow up? And you did it that way, and you got sad by the result you had. Have you ever felt that?
All the time. Like sometimes I'll be like, oh, I have an idea for a video, and
Yeah,
I just learned to make that video and then just give it to the world
yeah,
and hope something happens. If nothing happens, all right, it was an idea. I'll have many more. And if something does happen, I'm like, all right, maybe we could do that again, or,
yeah,
let's take advantage of this scenario. But I just keep trying. I know people who just like, if you make a TikTok and nothing happens, that's it. You just stop. But I've heard from people who are successful with making TikToks, it's like, oh, I just make them all the time, and if they flop, they flop. If they don't,
exactly.
on to the next one. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. So, have you ever had any regret about starting music, being into music? Have you ever had any regret?
Uh, no, I never really had regrets of like making songs or anything like that because I always felt like it was a positive part of my life. Like, and the fact that people listen to it and they're like, some people like it really helped me out,
Yeah,
or like it calms my anxiety. Like I just heard that the other day. I don't see myself regretting doing any
okay.
of that for other people.
Yeah, yeah. So, what about how do I say? Like you wake up every day, you make music, you do everything. Have you ever felt like, I don't think I want to go ahead with this anymore? It's not what it the way I want it to be. Have you ever felt like, I think I should be done with this?
You know what? Some days, yeah, but I just my brain tricks me to go back into the booth and make more songs. Like I use like when I make songs, it's sometimes sort of like a therapy session for me.
Yeah,
Um, so I always just find myself going back into making music, even if I take a break. Sometimes I need to take a break and
yeah,
you know, uh maybe I won't make a song this month, but the last month I made like tons of songs, so I'll be fine for the next couple of months, you know. That like
Oh,
when yeah, when I'm in, I'm in. Like when I'm making songs, I'm making songs. Yeah.
so the songs that you release monthly, you actually make them in advance. It's not like you record them on those months. Maybe you just like this month you record about 4 to 5 songs and you put them out monthly. Like, okay, that's a good pick. I hope the
Yeah,
artists are
so,
there. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, sometimes I can make a song and I would release it that month if I really feel like, oh, this is the perfect time to release this song.
Yeah,
And then some songs I'll hold on to for a while and be like, all right, well, when's the perfect moment? Should I add this to like a project
yeah,
or should this be Tev Tuesdays? It depends on the moment that I'm in. You know, some songs come out that month, some songs just sit and come out in a later time. Some songs don't get anything, you know,
mm,
because there is it's like a idea in the making, you know. I might
yeah.
revisit it.
I see. I
Yeah.
see. So, how do I put this in a way that it makes sense? You know, music, yeah, it's cool and everything about it is cool. And but do you treat it as a business or do you just treat it as something you do for the passion?
Both. You gotta you gotta be on both ends. I think honestly that question, like the answer to that question is based on what you want from music entirely.
Yeah,
Do you want to make money? Do you want to like be somebody and like a sort of kind of like Prince? Do you want to like own everything,
yeah,
or are you willing to give everything away to become somebody who is known as someone but has nothing? I think that's something I don't want to be. I want to be somebody who's like well off and happens to make music rather than
yeah,
be I make music but I have nothing, you know.
yeah. Okay, I
So
get that. Have you ever had an opportunity in the past that you felt like I think this isn't worth it right now, but today you actually have visited the thoughts and then you realize that man, that opportunity was what would have changed my life, but I skipped it at that point. Have you had this encounter?
yeah, sometimes, you know, 2020 hindsight, you're like in moments where you wish you would have took advantage of
Yeah,
or more advantage of. Uh I get it happens all the time. Sometimes I look back and I'm like, wow, I should have really like worked with this person more,
yeah,
or I should have really like focused on myself more, make more songs during this point.
yeah,
It happens all the time. You just gotta, what did Jay-Z say? You gotta learn to live with regrets. That's it. You
yeah.
know, just
So, but was
own.
there what there was no major event that it stuck in your mind and you keep thinking about it? I wish, I wish, no major event, not major.
Nothing, nah, nothing like cripplingly like life changing. Like, oh, I should have signed a deal or
Okay.
something like that. Yeah, not yet. Hopefully, hopefully we don't ever run into those situations. Hopefully it's always, you know, up and up, you know.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, if you have an opportunity right now to collaborate with any artist of your choice, who is your first choice?
Mhm. Oh man. Yeah, artist that I really listen to is there's been two artists, Larry June and Toby Lou.
Okay.
Those two artists I've been listening to. I would like to, honestly, I always want to collab with people like all the time. And if I ever get the opportunity, I just go for it. I know
Yeah.
some people are like, I don't want to seem like, you know, like I'm asking for things. I
Yeah.
want people to come to me.
Yeah.
No, I think honestly, if I really want to work with somebody, I'll be like, hey, can I work with you? And
Yeah,
if they were like, well, yeah, here's yeah, it costs like this much, I'd be like, all right, cool, I'll pay it. Or if they'd be like, maybe later on because I'm too busy, I'd be like, all right, cool. And then I'll hit them back like in a month or two. You know, that's just how I feel about working with other people.
yeah, but that's life actually, because you can never you can want it right now, but some
Hmm.
circumstances can make you not to take it right now. So I don't know if you get it. You might want it now, but the situation and the conditions might make you feel like, I think I'll just get it later. So that
Hmm.
happens. So, but any famous artist, like famous artists that you like, I just want to collaborate with this artist because I think that I and him were going to make a song that's going to change the whole industry.
I mean, if you're talking about like top artists, I would
Yeah,
definitely want to make a song with like J. Cole.
yeah, okay.
Um, I feel like I just listened to his what is it called? It's like a podcast. It's not really like a podcast, but it
Yeah,
was sort of like a podcast. I listened to like every episode, and then like at the end, he had a show at Madison Square Garden, and I ended up going to that.
I
But
see.
his story, like the whole podcast that he had, where he was just talking to like a friend of his, shared his whole story from like coming from North Carolina to moving up to New York City and
Yeah,
like trying to make it is just so like inspiring, And
yeah.
I always loved his music, you know.
He's a storyteller too, and he do it.
Yeah,
He puts it right. The words rhyme. Everything rhymes. When he sings, and he's one of the greatest too. And
yeah.
your choice is top notch as well. It's very top notch.
Thanks.
So, what do you have coming out for us this year, 2025? What should we expect? Music, movies. What's there in
Um,
store?
Possibly another EP, possibly.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh, it'll be a little project for, newcomers to enjoy and the rest of my fans to listen to.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, new songs every month,
Yeah.
new song every month,
So, do you
and
have
yeah, that's it.
okay? Do you have any match out? Any merchandising coming that you want your artists, your fans to check out? What do you think they should look out for? So everyone can keep engaged with you.
Yeah, I do have a sweatshirt from the last EP that I released like in November,
Okay.
Rap and Flow too.
Yeah.
And it might go up the store in a few. So if you don't get it, you may not ever get it again. Who knows? But yeah, that I have a sweatshirt and a shirt, and it's the cover art. I will try to get more merch for fans, something more shirts
Okay.
that'll reflect the Tev Tuesdays and, let other people know that you're a fan and
Yes.
that, they don't know how cool it is to like know about this artist and the songs that he released. If you know, you know. Like
Sure.
that's kind of how I want to have it set up for people who listen to Tevin Williams and Tev Tuesdays,
Yeah, that's the idea. Good. Good. So what's your advice for upcoming independent artists out there right now that, they are finding it difficult to adjust to the industry? What advice would you give the giving ups?
Keep trying, keep going, learn a lot, learn as much as you can.
Yeah.
Don't be so against trends. Everybody's freaking out about AI.
Yeah, true.
Honestly, true artists have always dealt with, machines coming in and changing everything.
True.
Before it was cameras and video making, it was theater.
Yeah, true.
Now, and before, there was any sound, it was just soundless clips of the, recordings.
I know.
Like things are always going to change, and you should just keep going and learn how to use these things. You
Ex-
never
ex-
know. Never know.
ex-
It might bring you to the next level.
Exactly. That's an amazing, just an amazing advice out there, because people are thinking that AI is going to take over. But right from the beginning of time, music has always been evolving. There was the paper sheet, there was the radio cassette, there was the radios, there was the vinyl. It's inevitable. You just have to. Don't say, nah, I'm not joining this. I'm not going on this. This was a mistake a lot of people did because they felt that because I say I'm not going to jump on this, it probably won't blow up. AI
Hmm.
has come and AI has come to stay. So everyone out there, you should take notes, Don't sit back and feel like it's not going to be the future because it's definitely going to be the future.
Yeah,
But
there's something else will replace it too. You just give
yes,
it time.
true.
It'll be the next thing.
True, that's
So.
true. Yeah, tell me, can you share your handles, where people can reach you at social medias, websites? Can you share it here so that the fans can be able to, check you out and find you easily?
I believe my Instagram handle is at TW Music.
Okay.
I'm on there all the time. That's where anybody can reach me. If you're a fan, feel free to like DM me and I will respond and have a chat with you. Um, yeah, if let me check my TikTok. I should know this. Not sure if it's gonna be around for that long, but
It
see.
should. It will.
Yeah. Uh, at TW Music 94. Yep.
Okay,
And
TW Music 94. I will still put it on the screen so everyone will know about it as well. So
yep.
yeah, this is it. Everyone should check him out. And what do you think about collaboration with other independent artists? If anyone should reach out to you, what do they expect a positive answer from you? Yeah, come on, let's do it. What's your just share so people know?
Yeah, I do collaborate. Just DM me. Unfortunately, well, not really unfortunately. I do like charge for my collaborations, so I just don't willy-nilly be like, hey, you know.
Yeah.
But if your song is good and everything like that, and I'll be like, hey, let's work, and yeah, we'll do what we gotta do. We'll cook.
Okay, you all hear him. He do charge, but I don't think he charge that much. So don't run away. Don't be shy.
Nah,
Go into the
nothing
DM.
crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah, nothing
go.
crazy.
Yeah.
For
So
now,
send
you never know. Like in the future, it might be crazy. So
yo.
you get it now.
Yeah, yeah. You hear him. In the future, don't wait for the future. Now, do it
Yeah,
now in the present. I'm
yeah,
really,
now.
yeah, we're really happy to have you, Tevin. And I tell you, this is not going to be the last because I'll keep checking up on you, and I'll keep bringing you back for every new release you make and more. And you also go listen to the song, The Busiest. I tell you, then you will get to understand how busy this young man is. His brain is really busy, He is extremely busy and extremely working to put out good music out there. So I will check him out if I was you because I have really checked him out. Thank you very much, Elvin. I really appreciate
Thanks for
having you
having me.
here. Yeah, and this is not the last time. We'll reconnect one more time again, or many times again. Even in the future, when it's crazy, as you say, I do believe that we'll still keep in contact. Right.
I come in swinging like Mayweather. I'm lighter than a feather. They try to tear me down, but they can never tear the tether. I'm tougher than this leather. I got it around my wrist. Knock your ass out with my words, and even gotta use my fist. Been taking off my list. All that I've accomplished. I've eventually achieved everything I once wished. Still, that ain't enough. Although the sea is rough, you won't catch me sinking, cause the only way is up. They underestimate my worth. Had to take a lot of risks. Used to stand outside my school handing out music on discs. They said, damn, this shit is cool. Never knew that you could spit. You should be right at the top. Remember me when you get rich. Then my first show came, I remember those who pitched. It started as a game, then I went and flipped the switch to rapping from a hobby to a passion.